for one more time tonight. The last time tonight, if you couldn't figure it out from the first sentence. My name is Grant CFO. Over there is Hail Monkey Man, and, well, this is it. It comes down to this. The bottom two teams going at it, Monkey. Not a lot at stake, but at this point, it's just bragging rights.
It is, and maybe it's a potential for more. The tiniest bit of hope rests with the side of Western Colorado. The Mountaineers, if they were to be able to get a sweep tonight, then they have a chance to maybe upend or take over where Campbellsville could leave off. So we get to see how all that could occur and how everything will be going on. So as things will progress, I want to see how the Mountaineers will take this, but same to be said about Misericordia. I've been calling it the pit of misery being down there. They will have the chance, if they can't rise up from this position, to be playing through a gauntlet going to the postseason.
Well, Misericordia certainly would urge you to be careful with the way you present their name there, Monkey. But of course it does. I mean, it is a true statement where it does feel like misery when you're down there. It ain't no misery. Cordia look to prove themselves in this matchup against Western Colorado. They've got Jolly in the orange, which has been a player who's probably most notable from the Western Colorado side, but unfortunately no glory to them today. It's Sink.
Sink flashing all the colors of Misericordia, and great focus to read this one as it descends from the wall. A fantastic bouncer shot as the Cougars be able to strike first here in this, this bottom of the barrel, but not without talent on both sides to be seen as we get to see Western Colorado, see if they can come on back.
There is Jolly trampling over their own teammate, at least forced to do that. Rocking a new Lamborghini, by the way. Let's talk about that later. JoJo's Mojo starting off right.
JoJo's Mojo came in just a little bit last week, and it's good to be able to see their performance not be forgotten as they take a fantastic shot directly on target. A little bit of chaos in that rotation just gives more prime time for the shooters to showcase themselves. Outside of the first minute of play, we're tied at 1. Jolly puts it nearby. I just want to see a follow-up. That type of speed and that kind of, second man up mentality is something that could be the difference maker between these squads.
Over the head, Notorious with a clear. Joey off the rebound, or the reclaim. Sink in the back, can't make that shot. Jolly too quick and left out on their own. Is Sink off that backboard, not the best touch, and it's not going to do them very well, nor is the double commit from Western Colorado. Notorious all the way downfield, finding Jolly. Good stop. Fake out as well, pushing to the left side, trying to get away from traffic. Won't be able to be successful. And Jolly in the corner again. Sink to take over. So far back is Joab. And it's kind of clustered right now where everybody chooses to move. Lots of double commits on the defense and the offense, and leaves sometimes where it's exposed, but then a clear goes back the other way. They're good at counterattacks, but not a lot to come from this.
Yeah, everyone currently is just trying to vie for a safety maneuver. They're trying to make sure this goes over to the sidewall, over into the corner, and not a whole lot is done in earnest after that. This one comes off the angle, Jovi 30. Let's check this out. JoJo's Mojo connected with them, and that's just math. Look at that math.
I guess so. Calculate the angle when you find it. Just at halftime, too, making all the numbers look pretty today, including the angles, the clock, and now the scoreboard. It is 2 goals to 1. Jolly, big save, leaping across. Sean with a beautiful bounce off their roof. Jolly in pursuit. Taurus over their head. Sean with a shot way too high. I'll have another opportunity. Low on boost, I'd imagine. Joab in the back. Cut off by Sink. They've had the better clear because now it's given away. Sean finding it off from their teammate. Joab again with a chance. Puts to themselves. Difficult. Lots of boost wasted. Jolly not really downfield. JoJo to the side. Might have another miss. Forfeits possession. But Jolly is quicker to take over, meaning Western Colorado have much more of a chance. And you see that Lamborghini playing to their advantage with that flat car. There's so much more to reach across for, and then you find it across to JoJo again.
Set up from Jolly and from Sean. Call it a 1-2-3. Just take a little bit of extra time for JoJo's Mojo to be able to get this one all put away. We're tied up again at 2 with less than 2 for these two to be able to find their way to get to number 3 I want to see if this will keep all the momentum for whoever scores last, because that seems to be all that's needed. Sink with a follow-up. The kickoff will not render another goal.
Notorious would like to try and is coming up short. Joab as the second man. Uh-oh. Big trouble with an overcommit of the third man who wanted to get in early. Unfortunately, has rushed their opportunity. They get punished for it.
Sean showing why he has been on the starting roster and the starting squad for the side of Western Colorado time and again for the entirety of this ACES series. And it's punishing factors like that, just able to find out, hey, make a great read, overrun the would-be potential out of Misericordia. Now they have their first lead here in game number 1 of our last 3-game set of the evening. With these teams fighting to get out of this bottom position on the standings. And you know Misericordia has made better touches than that. They just have to collect their possessions and make use of them.
Somebody's got to play smarter. It's anybody's game, and you just need to see a step up of quality, really. And I'm unsure as to who would be able to step up. If I was to have to put money on people, I need to be careful how I say that because I almost jinxed them had that been on target, but I would probably go with Western Colorado as my pick just for the sheer fact of Jolly, the reputation, as well as what we've seen so far in this game 1. I think they'd take off this game 1 with passes like that, but the saves of Notorious make me second guess myself, maybe even perhaps question myself. And double commit again, though, it just proves how unpredictable this series could be.
One thing that's been a better factor for the Mountaineers, Jolly is playing very, very smart, very, very just not giving anything up for free, which has been a benefit to the Mountaineers, not allowing anything to come up from Misericordia that they can't otherwise or have to earn themselves. With 10 seconds remaining, Notorious will leave it. That's a shot. It actually will fall very short. They send the next man up. Jovi 30 will end up losing that 50-50. Jolly will win it out, and they only have to make a touch grass, which they do, securing themselves a great win. The first of our 3-game set. Mountaineers will take this lead. Oh.
Now, Monkey, I was gonna say I might be I might be lucky to have seen it first, but we're definitely gonna need a new server, right? Like these guys aren't gonna stick around. Somebody's gonna request that. There's no shot I see this happening, but I have never ever seen this. So somebody clip it, get your screenshots because I've never seen this in all of Rocket League. Can we get a server? I just, for the sake of the players, I think we need a server reset. But they
oh man,
if they request one, we can do it. But nobody wants to request one. What? Do they just expect that Psyonix is gonna fix this? Like
on the fly?
It doesn't happen.
Have you never seen that bad of a server? It's great. It's
never.
Never? Oh, well, welcome. This is like my third. Haven't seen it in a while. That's been since like a while back. Pre-COVID times, honestly.
We're just gonna proceed.
They're just gonna go for it. All right. So you know what?
Their demise. Their demise. I'm just saying. It's their downfall. Everything is on them at this point. Now I'm just gonna be monitoring. Yeah, someone's got 544 ping just going into this, and everybody else is fine, but Notorious ain't doing too hot with that dorm room Wi-Fi, I would imagine. But they're fine now. And it's also interesting because Notorious is a console player, so it makes me wonder, does Misericordia have a place that their esports players play? It doesn't seem like Joab and Sync are together, but it is interesting to just look around the board at all the different colleges that we have here at the ACES series, the backgrounds that they have are pretty impressive, and as well as what they're able to do. Some of these people might even just be on club teams. There is no varsity program, but it's been awesome to see the collegiate growth in the scene for esports.
And I want to say that these colleges, these universities, everyone utilizes these kind of performances and, of course, participation from the student body to really thrive and make this one want to come alive to get that kind of varsity program. And when you have, chances like this that you take and you got to make that risk happen for the side of Misericordia, maybe they'll be able to build something like that for their students moving forward. It's not built in a day. It's built with earnest effort. And that's what's being tried by the Cougars right now.
Let's hope that is the case. Jolly to pick up, unable to catch, left it to Sync. Now what you want to do, they'll keep it high, a couple juggle passes. Jojo over the head of one, Notorious left to their own devices. Big clear, except it's blocked. Sean is racing it down. reads it too hard. Sync waited patiently for their chance to strike. Threw it away, but now Jove in the back, cut off by Jolly, taking it forward. That corner, Notorious has the touch. Over their head again. JoJo in the back, shot on target, blocked away from the post. 2 up for the blue side. Misericordia need to be careful how much they commit forward. Now caught out to the side. Notorious wasting a lot of boost and resources to get to it, and everybody's coming up short. This has been the theme that we've seen from both sides, is that nobody is really paying close attention to where the ball is going to be. They'd rather go to where it's going to go and get the jump start out on it, but it costs them more than it pays off.
That's the difference of reading on the fly and being able to make that more game awareness become apparent. Is where you should be going versus where it already is and where you already are. That's what's going to be, hopefully, that kind of that difference maker for both sides. But the big difference maker I've seen between at least game 1 and game number 2, there is not that immediate response that came out of Western Colorado. Jolly has been able to elongate this pitch, really get some better possessions, and air it out as often as they can, with some just cleaner takes from the side of the Cougars. Has really kept everyone from the Mountaineers on their heels. Jolly will bury it into the corner, and Sean will try to follow, and everyone's skirting around. It's a great bit of shadow play. They're just making sure the Mountaineers don't get a clean chance.
Oh, with Sean bumping Jolly in the background and then leaving the ball. You gotta have more communication than that. You gotta know what the rotations are. If you want to continue, press forward the pressure you had before and take off another game. Sync throwing away to Sean. They pick up and take over, collecting themselves. Off that corner again. Joev, what are you? What?
It was a great shot. He kind of touched off his nose. It was a great shot. It was just on the wrong net. So, Misericordia are their own demons, and they must just overcome themselves. And one single little touch from Sean caused Jovi30 to be mind controlled. That's about all I can guess at this point.
I think that's the only time I think I've ever been mad during a cast. I had to stop myself because I'm like, I'm gonna get an email about being, or a DM, I guess, that would be funnier. Like, I didn't get a DM about being too negative on stream. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I had to breathe for a second there, but yeah, I really have no idea what happened there. But Joe, you might want to make up for that one pretty soon. Otherwise, your teammates might be a little upset with you. You don't have to worry about it for too long because there is instant rebounds.
The good news is that they were able to get it back. Sync has been performing out of his mind, and Jovi30 had a chance for redemption, and Sync says, you tried. I got this one. He's been playing a little bit more mechanical, a little bit faster. Sync honestly has been proving to be a very good component of this Misericordia offense. And with the style he has, you only wonder is like, are they where they are right now in the standings, because Jovi30 sometimes puts more of those in his own net.
That's what we'll go with. Jovi is yes. Anyway, now with that one goal lead back intact, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not true anymore.
What a handoff. Sean to Jolly, and Jolly has just been able to make the nice little finesse touches that count. And it's that 1-2 connection. I don't know how people play in that Lamborghini, but Jolly's showing it is possible.
Yeah, it's making me realize how bad my awareness as a caster is. Lamau. Joe V forward and into the net. It is goal mania today.
Get 5, and you know what? We still have a lot of time on the board if you consider how quickly these last 3 have come in succession. Heck, these last 4. All of them since, I guess, around the 2.5-ish minute mark have been wild and quick, which means there's still plenty of time for the Mountaineers to be able to tie this up again, but we're at the last minute of play.
Ooh, how about that, though, to start it off? The pressure already building. Jolly's got to get there, fires a shot. Couldn't place it as well as they would like to. Boost taken from them, forced to commit on this ball. Enough done for JoJo's mojo. Joe V with a block, finding Notorious, beautiful connection. Sean having to shut it down. Jolly awkward. Joe V again, pushing back across. This goal could seal it. Notorious is up, but nothing to be found. Sync quick to rush back. Jolly stopping. Somebody's getting involved. The communication allows Sean now for another, and they go forward. You said enough time. They only needed half of it.
That leaves at least one half of that total time remaining. for someone to maybe get a winning goal. Sean with a great pickup to shut up the Cougars and maybe position themselves 3-3 with 30 left to get that better one in regulation. But so could be the same of the Cougars, who will have that breakout performance to end this last minute or half minute of play.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Western Colorado are up in the series, right? Right? That's what's happening? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I think this is the part where with 10 seconds to go, they score in regulation. If I'm one to guess. Now, to be honest, my guesses today have been terrible, and in fact, maybe I've cursed them, but today, 1 second to go. All right, I just have them winning the match. That's all I'm going to say. This is called a gut feeling.
7 seconds is the average amount of time it takes to get a kickoff goal, and that may be how much time it takes for either squad to be able to end it, but instead we will elongate that procession with this possession. It's found at the midfield. Sean trying to overrun and overtake Notorious. Joe V30 trying to play the imposter one more time, nearly putting it on his own net again. But luckily, defense is there for the side of the Cougars. This one will fall. Joe V30 could be able to get the hero moment. Oh, it just falls away.
The hero moment going to Jolly instead, needing to do it again, and they succeed. Out to the right wall, positioning in the midfield is one teammate by the name of JoJo's Mojo. Flip reset, not to be found today. Sink, it might get caught out by Sean. Indeed, it does happen, but not a lot of resources lying around for Western Colorado. Things started to really pick up there for some reason. It seems like Western Colorado have something in their back pocket that needs to be pulled out, but no! The back end totally exposed.
Notorious, one of the players that haven't been focusing on at all, actually overruns Joe V30, has a better angle, calls him off, and they didn't expect the speed off of that touch. Well, looky here. For the first time tonight, we do not have a sweep. In fact, it's a tied series going into game 3.
Yes, sir. That's what we like to see. In game 3, decider. Monkey, I'm excited for this one, and I guess the ping's still running a little wonky there. Poor console player over there, Notorious, still able to walk away with a goal, assist, and a couple of shots. So participation's there. Maybe it's just on our end. I don't know, but I'm impressed because I can never play with such ping like that. But they are trucking through it, and they come out with a victory. That's saying a lot about who that player is, and I wouldn't even want to see them on a stable connection because I'd be terrified.
It's like trying to play against people from like Europe or South America, and then they go to like East Coast. I'm like, oh look, I'm on home field advantage, and then they're just flip resetting all over me. I'm like, how are you doing that? It hurts my feelings a lot. It's not.
Yeah, they just practice on like a 190 ping, and it's like, really? Okay, fine. But hey, we're gonna just focus on other people playing the game and not our shortcomings in ranked. Anyway, 5 minutes to go, with the stage being set for a Game 3 deciding match for the first time tonight. Like you said, we're not ending in sweeps, and, well, put my money on Western Colorado. Maybe I curse them, but this time I am confident they can do that, especially with Misericordia not being able to capitalize on that last opportunity.
I've seen a whole lot out of Sync and on the side of Misericordia. And of course, whenever I place my bets, I always like to hear other people's bets first so that I can see how much money I'm about to win. Because I like to bet on the underdog and see what can happen from that. Joe V30 has a lot to prove. Notorious was showing that he can be able to support him. And Sync has the mechanics and that downhill running style. I think the Cougars have a huge chance. In fact, a massive chance to be able to run with the momentum they grabbed at the end of game number 2. But the first minute of play will render ourselves nothing to nothing. So Western Colorado will try and press the attack over the midfield line.
Oh, Jolly forced to make a difficult clear, still compromising themselves. Joe V might score the first, but Sean taking off that misaligned shot and realigning it to their advantage. Rolling with the offense, Jolly is there, forced it off of Sync. Joe V again down the side to the other side. To the window, to the wall, I guess you could say. But Jolly need to get this away as far as possible. We just need some deep clears, like deep territory is what we need right now, because that's what we're gonna find the breakthrough.
This This one has been as bumper cars as you can really imagine. On same team, by the way. You see two downfield for the side of Misericordia. Jovi 30 locked into a 1v3 as they do recover. Sink and Notorious getting locked up on one another. Jovi 30 with a sprint. That one will go off the crossbar and gone again. A lift. Sink looking to be able to sink this ship. Oh, and they'll dunk. No! What a save!
And another one from Jolly, but seriously, who is this Sean guy? Has been the defensive mad lad for Western Colorado, and I don't anticipate that stopping anytime soon unless they've just straight up gotten lucky. I don't read that at all to be the case. Calculated reads is all they've got. Eyes on the car, eyes on the prize, and we are still all tied up. Now Sean wants to make some work of the offense, has a decent shot. Now he's gonna find the tuck in. And now JoJo's mojo wants to look for Sean, doesn't find him. Continuing by themselves, individual effort around the side. Jolly jumping too early. Everybody's getting real antsy on the pitch, real eager to score something, but patience would pay off. So whoever's got it might be the first to score. Over the top of one, not over the second.
Team connection and collision will turn into at least a clear for the moment. Sean is just not going to leave this one away for free. Notorious will be able to get a bump. He can't find Jolly in open space. That's the 1-2. Where's the third connection? Is that going to be from the same man? Yes, it will! JoJo's mojo able to turn it in and ball one over. Less than 2 minutes to go.
It's caught out in the middle of a retreat, and that's the reason Misericordia will get scored on first. You gotta be ready. You gotta be quicker than that. That's the recovery time that we have been talking about, or that I at least wanted to talk about a couple of series ago, is that, I mean, not all the time is it good to play fast unless your opponent is not the greatest at recovery time. That's why I've been talking about these clears, is because these two teams don't really do as well in that regard with that statistic. It's a very slow process to getting back to their half, and they get caught out on some mistakes, and the transitional play happens to be quicker. So can they capitalize? Can they get those deeper clears that force pressure when the defense isn't even ready, because they're still mid-recovery, they're still mid-retreat? I don't know what the answer could be for either side in terms of who can do better, but when you're dunking the third man, I guess it's gonna be Misericordia.
It's all about when your rotation gets exposed, and you know what? That's just a one-on-one. If you lose that 50, you're isolated. Everyone was pressed up. It was a great kind of boomer that settled into Jovi 30, and he just had to win the battle of inertia and momentum, and we're all of a sudden tied between the Mountaineers and the Cougars. One of these squads will be able to take the advantage, and one will be able to wish they had. Sink will sink one in inside the post, and that's a 2-goal run for the Cougars.
In the span of, what, 15 seconds maybe? It feels like it's been 2 kickoff goals for them, and just like that, they've stolen the entire game, and they might actually reverse sweep in this set of 3 against Western Colorado. 67 seconds to find out the results. Sink wants to get involved so over their head is what it feels like at times, going in as quick as they can with no regard for themselves. They are taking every risk that they can. Sometimes, though, those misses could cost them. Jolly over their head, backboard finding Sean. Oh no! Sean has saved their own teammate's shot, and Western Colorado will be wishing that one back.
They have another chance. JoJo's mojo just trying to see if he can elongate this one a little bit wider, go from one wall to the next. Jolly leaving it behind as they can't recoup, but Sink actually giving another opportunity from the midfield line. No one's pressing up. You see the Mountaineers turtling, just trying to not give the one that could put them away. Sink trying to make sure that that kill shot will be coming out of his own hands. It's a triple commit into the zone. Sean looking for more space, but there's just not enough time. Jovi 30 with only seconds to go. That's a miss, and trying to secure it back to the zone. Sean needs to get it out of the way. Jolly gets a demo. This one finds the floor, and Misericordia will take 2 games in a row. They find themselves out of the pit of misery, and they take this series 2-1.
Well, okay. then. That was quite the series that we got to witness, Monkey. I mean, impressive effort. We talked about Sink being the star player, and I mean, who can forget him from such a profile picture? Once I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this guy. But an even better performance that they were able to put up in that last game to take their team all the way to victory. Misericordia surely showed what they were made of in that game, and now it is Western Colorado that falls to the bottom of the standings. And going into next week, that could be how they miss out.
It very well could, but everyone's going to be running themselves around into these ladder standings pieces, and we get to see more of that and talk more about it as we get even closer to the playoffs. It's all of one more interview away before we are primed for week 12, and we'll be up with that player interview right after this.